Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Welcome in. It is a beautiful, beautiful December 24th. Someone said $1,000 giveaway or 900 bucks. It's 900 bucks. It's 900 bucks, but I am an absolute villain, and I rounded that up that is marketing 101, baby. We just rounded that we rounded that all the way up to 1,000, but we're not giving away 1,000. We're giving away only 900. First of all, welcome in. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you all. Hopefully, you're not going to trade today, but we're going to talk to you guys about the levels as if you are, because that's why we're here, right? Not just for the giveaway, but we're also going to be doing our normal routine today. We're going to go over everything. We'll go over the normal routine as if it's a trading session today, because this helps us keep grounded, helps us keep aware of what's going on in the market, so that we're ready for it, right? Even if you're not taking trades today, which transparently, I'm not taking trades today, but we're going to go over the levels and we're going to talk about it, so we are conscious of what's happening around us, right? Because on Friday the market's back open, right? On Friday the market's back open, and we have next week. We have it's the hold on a second. So next week is so this week we'll talk about it. We have a lot to go over, right? Today's going to be today. My usually, guys, my market preparation starts at usually around 6:30, 6:45. I'll begin sort of like looking at the charts, getting an understanding of what's happening in the market. Today, my market preparation has begun at 8:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys have me live going over the market, and so if you are new to this stream, you've ever seen me do these streams before, you're probably going to think I have something wrong with me. But I don't. It's just this is Christmas Eve. This is more of a informal pre-market webinar. This is a very informal pre-market webinar. Okay. First of all, Happy Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve, Happy Hanukkah, whichever holiday you celebrate. It doesn't matter. Thank you for being here. Let's dive into our charts. So we are going to talk today about what's happening. Some news came out on NVIDIA this morning, which I thought was interesting. So we'll talk about the news on NVIDIA. I have some drawings over here. Let me just remove this. So some news came out on NVIDIA this morning about their export of chips, which you would think would be pretty bearish, but the market hasn't really reacted to it too much, and I'm surprised it hasn't. NVIDIA actually had a really strong day on Tuesday, so we'll talk about NVIDIA today being a big centerpiece of today's session. Look, we'll also go over the news as well, so we get an understanding of what it is. Because hey, this could be a big trade on Friday, right? So we are going to spend a lot of time focusing on NVIDIA and seeing where NVIDIA is going, because the Santa rally is real, right? And you saw Monday, you saw the signs of that upside, the gap up on Monday. You saw the continuation on Tuesday. Now, today's session, we have an early market closure, but does the market continue today, right? So let's see what happens today here on NVIDIA's chart for this Wednesday session, right? We'll go over SPY, of course. SPY strong, guys. Look, we discussed I mean, obviously everyone knows the idea what a Santa rally is, right? But this is the Santa rally in full effect. Let's see what happens, right? We're back at the all-time highs, and look, we're not surprised about this, right? When we saw this happen on Friday, on Monday's session, we said, hey, we're probably going into here, right? Probably going into 691s, and that's where we're headed to. And look where we are right now. We're very close to this level. So we're going to start talking about this today, where the market's headed, and where I think we're going to come year end, because that's what's important, right? We'll go over the Amazon chart. Amazon was a big chart yesterday. This was a big trade for me yesterday. I don't know if you guys were attending the pre-market yesterday, but if you were attending the pre-market yesterday, we spoke about this Amazon 230 break and retest, and this was the big trade for me on Tuesday, right? We longed this 230 level when we got the big upside move into highs. This was a colossal trade, and I was happy to get this going on our Tuesday session. So we'll talk about this today as well. We'll go over the Appler, right? Apple, a little bit of a weaker name, right? Apple's still lagging behind the overall market. So we're going to talk about Apple as if it's a short side name, right? A name that isn't moving with the market, right? I mean, this to me is still weak, right? It's still sustaining lower. And as long as we were sustaining lower, and as long as we're structuring lower here, it's a weaker name today's session. So we're going to talk about it, guys. Guys, if you're just joining in, I know you probably are here for the giveaway, but we are here talking about levels first. We'll do the giveaway. Don't worry. But the important part, the reason why we're all gathered today, right, is for the levels, is for the charts, right? Because if you stay aware of what's happening, even if you have no intention of trading, it's a very important thing, right? You have to always stay sharpened. If you're not sharpened, you're going to be dull on Friday. I'll tell you that because I've been there before, right? You'll be a dull trader on Friday. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to sit there with your twiddling your thumbs, kind of getting a read of the market. But if you come today and you have an idea what's happening, you'll be in a much better place come Friday, come next week as well. So that's where we are, guys. Let's dive into our econ data earnings reports. Then we'll talk about the big thing, okay? The elephant in the room. So, okay, what's going on for the next 2 weeks? Today is the 24th of December. This morning session, we have a 1 p.m. market closure, guys. There is a 1 p.m. market closure. What does that mean? That means that today's session is going to be on very low volume. It means there's not going to be a lot of traders trading today. It means that you may not see crazy moves, right? You may not get the big crazy moves. You may see just some random candles here and there. So be careful today. If you are trading, trade very light, trade small size, and trade with the intention of scalping, right? Do not go in today's session looking for EMA type move. Actually, you know what? I will say this. Technically speaking, on lower volume days, you can get big moves, right? Because you have to think of it like this. If stock price is just the balance between buyers and sellers, right? If you have very little buyers and very little sellers, well, technically a small imbalance of one small imbalance of buyers that come in, or one small imbalance of sellers that come in can cause big moves, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because technically on low volume days, you can get some pretty aggressive moves because again, it doesn't require many buyers to step in to cause the stock price to rally, or it doesn't require many sellers to come in for the market to sell very aggressively, right? So just keep in mind, I want to be careful with my words here. You can see big moves today, but I'll say this. If you are on any side of the market, doesn't matter if you're long or short today. If you are trading today and you see something set up on Amazon, right? And you're like, you know what? You want to take this. EMA it, okay? Just be smart about it. Use EMAs today. EMAs are going to be your guiding friend, right? This is going to be your walker, your cane today, right? Use EMAs, use the 8 EMA, use the 13 EMA, use the 5 EMA. That's what's going to be what helps you today on trend days like this, right? When the market is low volume, when the market is low volume, particularly on a trend day low volume, because right now we're uptrending, you want to use EMAs. That's what's going to be that's what I did on Amazon as well, right? I mean, for me in Amazon, when I got on Amazon, all I did was once I was already long Amazon, I just turned on the 13 EMA, right? And wrote it up, right? So I just turned on the 13 EMA, and as long as you're holding above it, I tried to maintain it. And that was all I did, right? So again, I would say today's session, even though it is a particularly low volume session, you can see big moves. So let's not scare ourselves out of trades today, but let's just be aware that the market may not be as beautiful as it normally is, okay? So today's session, we have a 1 p.m. market closure. Tomorrow, the 25th of December, we have a full market closure. The market's fully closed. The market is fully closed. The 26th, obviously the market's open. That's Friday, right? So we have full market open on Friday. So I'll see you guys all here on Friday. Be here on Friday, right? Don't just come for the $1,000 giveaway, $900 giveaway, and then leave me, right? You got to show up, right? You got to show up. You got to be here. This is where the money's made. This is where the money's made, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. We have all days are open except for the 1st of January, right? We have a full market closure on the 1st of January for New Year's Day, and that's it. The January 2nd is the first day of 2026. January 2nd is the first day of 2026. So it's going to be an exciting time. Look, you get into the routine now. Don't be the person that says, I want to wait until the New Year's to start my trading resolution, right? Start today, right? Start Friday. Start the 29th, right? Start the 30th, start the 31st. You don't have to wait for the 2nd, right? You don't have to wait for the 2nd, right? This is an arbitrary day on a calendar that means nothing, right? Start today, okay? That's what I'll say. In terms of your econ calendar, for today's session, we have nothing, right? Because actually, hold on a second, that's a lie. We have something. We have 8:30 a.m. data. So we actually do have data about 18 minutes ago. Let's look at it. I'll take a look at it in a second. We have well, obviously the 1 o'clock closed today. So anything after 1 o'clock doesn't matter to us. So that's all we have today, right, guys? We have our jobless claims. What was the jobless claims numbers, by the way? Let's take a look at that. Jobless claims numbers, if I have it in front of me. Let's see if I can get it. I want to just make sure I have it. Who has the numbers? There it is. I have it here. Jobless claims estimate. The estimate was 224,000. The actual came out at 214,000. So that's what it was, guys, right? So a little bit lower than expectations for jobless claims, okay? Right. For Thursday's session, obviously market closure. Friday, markets open. I will see you guys all here Friday morning, bright and early on Friday. Okay, so that's what it is. All right. So, how many of you guys in the chat today? How many of you guys are here that have won previous giveaways? Have any of you guys won previous giveaways from me from the last 6 months or so? Is there anybody here that has won a giveaway before? I have one me so far. 2. I see 2. I see 3. It's a scam, guys. You guys stop saying no. I'm not looking for you guys to say no. I'm looking for the people. I'm looking for the people to say yes. I'm looking for the few, like the 10 people, that won giveaways so far, or 15 that won giveaways. I'm looking for those yeses, guys, not for the no's. Now you're making me look like literally one of those clowns. Someone said after today, yes. After today, yes. It's all hype. Oh God. See, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. I shouldn't have asked that question. I should have phrased it a better way. Anyway, there are some of you guys here. Okay, you guys see the yeses. There's like at least 10 less. There's at least 10 yeses that we saw. Okay, so you guys know that we actually do these giveaways. We actually give the money out. I literally Zelle you guys from my personal number, and so here is the giveaway. I want to do it now. You know what? We'll do it now. We'll do it now. Okay, so the word to comment, this is what we always do for the giveaways, is you have to comment a particular word in the chat on the live stream. Okay, it's all you have to do. You have to be subscribed to the channel. I mean, transparently, I'll be honest with you. You don't have to subscribe to the channel. You don't have to, but because there's no way for me to tell if you are or aren't. But I would prefer if you are. So sign up, subscribe to me. It takes 2 seconds. It's free. It's just a subscribe button. You don't have to do anything. And what we do is you comment the word, and the word that I'm going to give you is I'm going to post it in a second, and you comment it only once. If you comment it multiple times, it does not benefit you. It doesn't do anything. It's the same thing. I literally go into the transcription, right? The transcribed text on the YouTube. I copy everyone's name. I put you into an Excel sheet on Google Sheets, and I do an equal random formula, and I do it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, all the way to the nth time, which is 9 times. And that's it, right? And so some of you guys already know what the word is. You guys already know what the word is. The word is whim, wham. It's 2 words, right? So it's 2 words. Just say 2 words. It doesn't need to be capitalization. The capitals don't matter, but it needs to be a space in between it, right? Whim, wham. Comment those words, and then you are eligible for the giveaway. That's all it is, right? Once I get the names of the people who won the giveaway, once I have the names of the people who won the giveaway, I need you. I'm going to post it on my Instagram story. I'm also going to let you know on Friday the 26th as well. So Friday the 26th, I'm going to tell you guys the names as well. I'm also going to post it on my Instagram story on Instagram in about 2 hours time. In about 2 hours time, I'll post on my Instagram story. You need to message me on Instagram. I know you have to use multiple different social medias here. Instagram. I'll post it on my Instagram story. I'll tell you the 9 people that have won. I'm also going to let you know on Friday as well. If you don't claim your giveaway by the 30th, I'm going to give it away to a random person on the street. and the random person is probably going to be one of my friends or something. All right, it's going to be like that, right? It's going to be like that. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually just going to keep the money. That's what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to keep the money. I'm not even going to give it back to you guys. I'm just going to keep the money. Okay. So that's what it is. Okay. Comment once. You have to do multiple times. Just comment once, and then you are eligible. And without further ado, we're gonna jump into our charts. Okay. This is the word. I'm gonna repeat it so you guys know it. This is the word. Comment the word, and you are eligible. Okay. That's all it is. In 2 hours time, I copy everyone's name in, equal random formula, right? And the 9 people that won, you have to message me on Instagram, okay? That's it. That's it. That is it. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about our charts today. Let's talk about our charts. Let's talk about our charts. Let's talk about our charts. So we're gonna do a normal pre-market webinar right now. This is gonna be a normal. Everything now is normal. So if all your intention was just to get the $100, right? Get your little bit of the get your money, then you can depart. But if you want to stay, right? Because we're gonna go over some levels. All right, we have over we have almost 1,000 people here this morning, which is crazy because I thought we would have only like 500 people here. My Instagram is Brett Invests, almost like Brett Invest, right? Brett Invest, basically. Brett Invest, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. That's the Instagram page, right? So I'll post it on my Instagram story. But don't feel like you have to go to my Instagram because I will post it on Friday as well. But if you want to get your giveaway, if you won today and you want to get paid today, bam, come to this, right? Because as soon as you and if you are a giveaway winner, Zelle or Cash App. Those are the only 2 ways I could pay you. Zelle or Cash App. Ideally Zelle. Please be Zelle because I hate using Cash App. Cash App is terrible. But Zelle I prefer. Okay. So let's move on. I know most of you guys don't care about the giveaway. I know most of you guys don't care about the giveaway. You guys are here for the market. So let's go over the market. But I like to do this because I give back to you guys, and it's a good thing that we do. And we'll be doing more and more of this. Because remember this. I have like no subs. Imagine when I have more subs. Imagine when I have 100K subs and I'm making 10 grand a month on YouTube. If that starts happening, I'll give away 5K, right? That'd be nice to do. I'll give away half the earnings, right? Not everything, but I'll give away half of it. So SPY chart. What's going on here in SPY? Alarm bells should be ringing today on the SPY because the market's moving back into supply here. Okay, so far, what we said yesterday's session was pretty spot on, right? We talked about the upside grind on the Venmo. Yes, Venmo also would work too, but ideally Zelle, because if I do a Zelle, I can send it with my business. It's better, so I get the write-off. Okay, guys, SPY chart. On the SPY, the market's moving into supply here. Okay, we have grinded so far into supply. And this is a really important thought here because the market moved up higher on Friday, right? Big upside move on Friday, big upside move on Monday, big upside move on Tuesday. And now into our Wednesday session, we are again setting up for another big upside move, but we're in supply, right? And the supply in the market for me begins around the 689 level here on the SPY chart, okay? And so today's session, my immediate response yesterday was, let's look for a pullback to demand. But we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, right? We sort of were expecting the market to do this, right? We were very understanding of the fact that the market's in an upside grind. And today's session, we are still in upside grind, but we're upside grinding in a supply. You have to be very careful shorting trend in low volume markets though, right? Shorting trend in low volume markets is not very effective, right? It becomes very dangerous. That being said, if you are to look for any reversion trades anywhere, in my opinion, it's going to be here, right? You have your 689 level, which is your first leg of supply. And then above the 689 level, we have your 691 supply. And these are your 2 things to watch out for today's session, right? 689 supply and 691 supply. And for me, it's a whole big zone, an area that tells me do not long into this zone, right? That's the zone for me, right? Do not long into the zone. So if I was long anywhere in the market the past few days, this is an area where my alarm bells are ringing, right? Now, granted, we are still uptrending. There is no reason to be, going crazy, all horned up. I want to short this thing at 9:31 in the morning, because again, the market's still grinding higher, right? Having the craze to go short this morning in supply, it doesn't seem to be the best scenario here. But what I will say is, if you do see us push into this level and you see us trigger a short trade, i.e. like some sort of 5-minute candle wick here, this would be your best possible short entry, right? Either 689 or 691. I would watch for shorts today if the market does push there, especially on Friday, right? It's Friday after Christmas, right? If we see us push into this level and I see us begin to form a short here, a little bearish candle, a little pin bar candle, I'm going to short the 691s to 689s for a downside move, right? Very, very simple level. Now, if we do break above this area here at 691, then we're going higher, right? The 700 target in the market is going to happen, right? So you know what it is. And just because we have an area that says do not long into the zone, it doesn't mean you have to short it either, right? You have to watch intraday price action to see how the market's going to respond to it. If we just push into this level and we start forming huge candles, right, then there's no reason to short it, right? Again, this is an area to watch. It's not an area we go crazy into. It's an area to watch. Now, an area I would go crazy into today, though, is if we pull back to 685 today, this is an area for pullback longs, right? 685 is your pullback long spot. So if you see us pull back to 685 today as demand, you could look for a long side trade here. And this is a pretty easy trade because, again, this is the structure of the market, right? This is the higher low of the market, right? So I'm looking for 685 for a pullback long. If you pull back there, I'm looking for longs there on the 685. So 685 pullback long, and then the supply, alarm bells, right? Alarm bells at supply. Be careful of 689 rejections and be careful of 691 rejections. These are the three scenarios I'm expecting today's session here on the market, right? 691, 689, and 685. Big things happening here on the market, okay? QQQ, or actually ES first. ES first is all about that psychological level here, right? And there's something that I want to discuss with you guys. I know it may not seem, it may seem far away, but it's not that far away, guys. 7,000 ES is a major level. If you're looking for any correlation today between SPY and your ES chart, watch this ES 7,000 level. And if you want to know the exact correlation here between SPY and your ES 7,000 level, run a measurement tool, a little bit of a ruler tool here, right, to your 7,000. It's about 0.56% away, right? 0.55% away here on the ES chart. And so what would that correlate to on the SPY? That's going to correlate to, on the SPY chart, it's going to correlate to around right over here, right? Let's just do this properly so we have it. 0.55% is right over here at 692 flat. 692 flat. I'm saying this right now, 692 flat is going to be a very important level in the market. If we pop into this level today, for whatever reason, the market starts rallying for whatever reason, right? The little Christmas rally, Santa rally, market goes higher today. If you see us pop into 692, expect some short side reaction here. At least expect a few 5-minute candle, red candles off that level, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not expecting a crash in the market. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying expect some reaction off the 692 today here on the SPY chart, because again, that's the ES 7,000. It's a cycle level, and that would be a big extension move higher in the market, right? So if you're watching for a high conviction short spot, this could be it right there, 692, and that lines up to your ES level 7,000 as well. So very big level here to watch here, correlating from 7,000 ES to your 692 on the SPY chart, okay? In terms of your demand below, you guys know what I'm going to say here. If for whatever reason this happens, if you are sitting back with your family and the market pulls back to 6,900 ES, this is a gift and this is your best long side trade today, right? ES 6,900 is your main long spot. If the market pulls back there, you know what to do. This for me is my big long spot. In fact, if we did pull back here, I say I take no trades today. I would tell you guys, I'll lie to you and say I'll take no trades today, but this is a trade that I would take today. And if I didn't take this trade, it would be disservice to myself, right? I would be a liar. I would not be able to do these pre-markets anymore, because if I do these pre-markets and tell you guys the levels, and if I don't take the trade myself, then what am I, right? This to me is the big thing to watch today, right? 6,900 ES is your major long spot. 7,000 ES is your major short spot, right? So it becomes a pretty wide range, right? When you look at it like this, if you look at it like this, it becomes a very wide range. And maybe today's session, you want to view it as a wide range, because if you don't want to go crazy active on this Wednesday session or even the Friday session after Christmas, then looking at it as a wide range and playing with the big colossal levels, that could be what makes you more selective in your trades, right? Big demand below, big supply above. Of course, that I think would be a good way of viewing the market. Okay, on the QQQ chart, what do we have here? So on Qs, you can see it was not an easy session yesterday in Qs. I think we had a good read on Monday, and then on Tuesday session it just kind of flopped around. And part of the reason why was because you didn't have a full participation in the market, right? You had some names that were relatively weak. For example, you had the Meta chart, which barely moved, right? Look at Meta, guys. Market's going to all-time highs here, but Meta is a donkey, right? This is a donkey here. This is the donkey of the day. This is the donkey of the day. Look at Tesla. Tesla, the donkey of the day, right? Lots of donkeys yesterday. This is a donkey. You have Amazon, your stallion, right? These are your stallions and Amazon. What do you think Amazon has a bigger exposure to? Qs or SPY? SPY, right? It doesn't take a genius to tell you that, right? QQQ is heavy Meta, is heavy Tesla. Amazon is or SPY is heavy Amazon, right? And so when you look at the market yesterday, you look at SPY, SPY chart, yeah, beautiful trend day, but QQQ was not. And this is expected, right? When you have Meta not moving and selling and Tesla selling and then you have Amazon rallying, you know that probably going to be a big trend day for SPY and a shit day for Qs. So on the QQQ today, I'm not really a big long here in Qs. I'm not a big long here in tech. I don't really like this as much as I do with the SPY chart. I think if you're looking for SPY and you want to look for pullback longs on SPY, I think you're valid to do that. But on Qs, I have a hard time doing that. Okay. Now, where are the levels here in Qs? Well, transparently, the levels are here, right? First of all, you have your big demand below at 620 flat, 620 flat is a big level of demand. And then above us, we have our big supply. So 629 supply. Is that Mike in the chat? Is Mike in the chat today? I think Mike's here. God damn, Mike's in the chat. I'm not even going to read what he just said. I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. But we got Mike in the chat this morning. Mike's probably off that eggnog. Mike's off that eggnog this morning. Mike is off that eggnog. Right. So obviously big demand below, big supply above, but you can see Qs are weaker than the overall market, right? So QQQ, look at the difference between SPY and Qs. We're still down 2.5% from all-time highs here on the QQQ, whereas you compare it to SPY, and SPY's right there. SPY is right on the edge of all-time highs. It's only half a point away from our all-time highs. So that's what I'm saying here. Right? I'm saying that if you are a long in the market, long the strong names, right? Don't make it harder for yourself. It's like going into the ring and fighting Floyd Mayweather, right? Do you want to do that? No, I want to fight the 4'1" midget, right? That's who I want to fight. If you want to long Qs, you're fighting Floyd Mayweather. If you want a long SPY, you're fighting the 4'1" midget, right? That's what you're doing. So today, again, stronger S&P, weaker tech, right? That's been the theme the past few days. So, okay, back to Qs. You can see here, demand below, supply above. Let's see what happens today here in Qs. Okay, guys, let's go over. Jake Paul, that's crazy. If we're going to start off with our equities now, let's start off with the first ticker today's session. Let's start off with the best one. Let's start off with Amazon. So this was a trade I was really happy with because we sat patiently. How many of you guys took Amazon yesterday? Did you guys take Amazon yesterday, either on the initial breakout or the retest? Put a me if you guys took Amazon. Put a me if you guys took Amazon. How many of you guys took Amazon? A few me's. There you go. Okay, nice. Nice. Actually, a lot of me's. Very good. Okay. And so this to me was possibly the best chart for us yesterday for longs. And we had to sit patient for a while, right? Because, like the way that I would trade is this to me didn't really give me an entry, right? And I'm not going to get into like why, but this didn't give me an entry, okay? And what gave me the entry was finally it pulled back, right? It started to build a base here, and that base that it built was your long side move. So when we talk about bases being built, guys, when we talk about reactions to levels, this is what I'm talking about, right? It pulls into a level and you can see the fight there, right? The intraday 5-minute fight, the battle, right? It's a battle here. The battle is showing that there are buyers stepping up at your level. And all you need is just a little bit of buyers, a little bit of fight. And once you get that fight that comes in, you enter the trade, you define risk down below, and you get the upside move. And this is a great trade yesterday on Amazon. Today's session, where are we going to now, right? So if you longed Amazon here at 230, you probably sold it yesterday, which you should have done. You should have done that. Where is it going to now? Well, if you zoom out here on the Amazon chart, to be honest with you, I have a lot of notes over here. Let me just remove all of this. If you zoom out over here, you delete all of that. All my secret stuff here. All my secret stuff. Get out of here. Okay. If you look at this now, right? Almost. Whatever. We'll leave it. Okay. So if you look at this now, this to me still looks really good for longs. And I'm still, this is really bothering me over here. This is giving me, this is like testing my OCD. Hold on a second. Let's get this out of here. What is going on? Why do I add so many notes over here? Why can't I get rid of that? There you go. So when you look at this chart now, we need to see this clear above 230, okay? So you know this is a really important level right in front of us. If we can break above this level right here, I'm looking for longs. So above 232.50, this should go, in my opinion, to your 239 area, right? There's a big upside potential here at Amazon. And I don't know if it's gonna happen today, but if this happens into our Friday session, this is gonna be a top watch, right? Above your high over here, your series of highs, you could begin to see this trend back into the all-time highs on Amazon. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, right? I'm not saying by year end, I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm just saying if we start to see us crack above these 232s, I'm looking for upside back into 239, right? This is where I'm expecting us to go to. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look here, right, almost every single time, first of all, very low volume node here between your 239 and your 232. So you have initial big imbalance move higher, right? You have a big move down, a big move up, and now we are right into the level setting up for a big move up. So if we can build above 232.50, this is going to be a nice trade higher, guys. So looking for a breakout up trade here. If it clears this level, looking for upside back at 240. Okay, very big level here. And if you run a fixed range volume profile, here, you're going to see that there is, again, a very low volume node here. So above these 232.50s, you have upside potential really back into the 250, right? So let's see what happens here at Amazon, but top watch going forward. Guys, it's late in the session. It's 9:10, so we got to go quick. I want to go over a few of the names. Apple, weak name. I would not be along in Apple right now. Look, 273 is your bull bear pivot on Apple. If we're below 273, we're bearish. It's a very simple thought here. If we're under 273, we are bearish in Apple, and that's just simply what it is. 273, bull bear pivot here, okay? That's what we have. If we're below it, bearish. If you see us break beneath 270 today, this is going to be a top watch for shorts. If you see us break below 270, I'm shorting this name, okay? Under 270, probably not today, but Friday at least. Under 270 flat, look for the short side trade, back into 267 for puts, right? That's what we're looking for today's session here on Apple, okay? NVIDIA news came out today. There's a few things to talk about. First of all, NVIDIA news. Let's just jump into this for a second. I want to show you something interesting. Where's the news here, NVIDIA? I want to show you the news. There's news on the chip. Why am I not seeing the news? Like, there it is. Okay, so NVIDIA stocks higher as no, that's not the news. That's not the news. There is news here in NVIDIA, and it's not showing it in TradingView. I don't know why it's not showing it in TradingView, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? There was chips. There was some chip news on their H200, right? It's not this. It was from this morning. It was fresh news right off the press. But I'm not seeing it. I have to look at my news panel because TradingView is not showing it, and it's difficult to do this live. But I mean, I was surprised when I saw the news. I was surprised the market was not selling off because of that news, right? That for me was, I was surprised the market was not selling off because of that news. But again, let's see what happens today. I mean, the chart looks bullish. So the news and the actual chart look completely different. You can see here, we have probably the most interesting trend line that we've just broken. If you run a trend line from the highs over here, from the highs to where we are right now, you're going to see that we are breaking and holding a beautiful trend line here. So the chart looks really good from a technical perspective, right? You're seeing a big trend line break here. You're seeing us clear back above the 185s. And if we are above 185, you know what we are, we're bullish, right? So very simple chart here. As long as we are above this 185, we're looking for longs, okay? So that's what it is, right? So 185 is your big bull bear pivot for above it bullish. So today's session, if you see us pull at 185 today, that's your long side trade. Be careful being a rhino, right? Don't be a muppet today and start longing back at 190, right? 190 is a very big thing to talk about today here on NVIDIA. Somebody said, Smoke Sun, 230, is that not a level on Amazon? Let's go over that quickly. You know what? Let's look at this. Is it a level? For me, I see what you're talking about. You're talking about this wick high over here. I see what you're talking about. But for me, just to be honest with you, almost every single time we've cleared above 233.50, we've seen 239. And so while I do agree, there is some reaction there. It's not a big level for me, right? My big level is 232.50. So I see what you're saying, though. It's not wrong. It's just like a smaller level. But for me, my next big level is 239, right? So I do see what you're talking about, though. You're talking about the wick high over here. I see what you're saying, okay? So IWM, let's go over a few more, guys. We'll finish in 2 minutes. IWM. What is going on here, right? This is the Head and Shoulders is alive, right? The Head and Shoulders is alive. If you longed, look, here's the one thing. I'll tell you this. If you came to the pre-market webinar, yesterday, I know this. I know you did not long IWM. That's the one positive thing. Now, did the short work? Not really, right? The short didn't work, but you probably didn't long it either. And that's the best thing is the protection, right? The protection of knowing what not to do, right? You knew what not to do. Look at this. Look at all the reactions coming in here. This is saying, hey, this is still a bear side chart. Hey, this is still a bear side chart. Hey, this is still a bear side chart, right? And today's session, what is the IWM doing? It's still a bear side chart, right? Don't let this confuse you. As long as we're under 253, we are contextually a bearish chart, right? Because we are under resistance. And so that's what it is today's session. IWM bearish as long as we're under 253, okay? And at this point, where are we going to? I think that if the market can begin to flip, you should see IWM flip even more so back into 249, right? That's where we're going to on the IWM, right? If we can fail back below, we're going here on this chart. If we reclaim 253, then we're back bullish, right? And you can look for longs again. But right now, we are simply just bearish under 253. AMD. AMD is a shitter, guys. Look at this chart, right? Look, right? Again, I always say this when I look at charts like this, but I can't pull rabbits out of hats. I can't make the chart disappear, right? I can't make the chop disappear. That's actually better. I can't make the chop disappear. This is a chop chart, and I don't know what to do here. And I don't think you guys should either, right? Don't do anything. If you don't know what to do, don't do anything. Guys, that's it for me today. I'm going to cut it off here abruptly. Giveaway winners announced in 2 hours' time. So 2 hours' time, check my story around 11 o'clock. I'll see you guys all here on Friday. Have a happy and safe trading session. No, there's no live trading today. I'm going to be with my family. I recommend you guys do the same thing if you guys are able to. But have a good trading session today, okay? Or don't trade, right? Trade Friday. That's the best thing to say, okay? I'll see you guys all on Friday. Bye, guys.